Hello there, and welcome to the TTP Field Manual podcast. Throughout the month of December, we will be releasing a series of character dossiers for our Advent Calendar project that we call Final Days. This is one of them. These shorter episodes will be each spotlighting a very specific character from across the lore and the tabletop of Warhammer 40k. The episodes will be very casual, a bit of an overview of the characters' personalities, what they've done in the lore, and a little bit about what they do on the tabletop. We wanted to do this as a bit of an easy listening, casual love for the hobby, just to round out the year. We hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for listening, and happy holidays.
We are the Red Sorcerers of Prospero, damned in the eyes of our fellows, and this is to be how our story ends, in betrayal and bloodshed. No, you may find it nobler to suffer your fate, but I will take arms against it. Hello, Joshy. Today we're going to be talking about Ahriman.
Oh, you're doing a Space Wolf quote, Johnny.
Nah, we don't do Space Wolves around here.
We don't?
Nah, that's your job.
Alright, cool. Ahriman?
Ahriman.
He's a magical boy.
He is a cool dude full of sorcery and magic. We're going to talk about a psyker.
A psyker?
No, Ahriman is far from a psycho.
I don't know much intrinsically about Ahriman's personality, but I would not be surprised to learn he is a the ends justify the means type of fellow. I'll do what I gotta do.
His story is one not of war, like you would expect from 40k, but it's one of knowledge, ambition, and arrogance. The terrible price of trying to control his own fate. He is described as a genius, a traitor, a hero, a villain, and a walking tragedy, all rolled into one. And this guy has been around a long time. We have lore from the start, the Horus Heresy, all the way through to the current time. This man does not die.
This man's a immortal fellow, eh?
And his story is not a nice one.
Or a short one.
I had to boil this down hard, alright? So, bear with me as we try and push through this.
Yeah, it's the TLDR version of his whole entry of lore, eh?
Yeah, this guy has multiple books. He's involved in even more novels around that. He's a very central character to the Thousand Sons plot. And yeah, we will get through this together, I guess.
I'm here for you, mate.
Ahriman's story begins on the planet Prospero, as we've all heard of it. Anyone who knows much about this universe. Homeworld of the Thousand Sons, and one of the most intellectually advanced civilizations humanity has ever seen. He was born into a society built on psychic talent and knowledge. And he himself was already remarkable, even amongst his peers. His psychic abilities were potent, controlled, and disciplined, traits that quickly elevated him up through the ranks of the Prosperine Scholastic Orders. I'm going to butcher that word a lot, don't you worry.
Shall we lock in now? Is it Proserpine or Prosperine?
It's Prosperine, but I'm probably going to call it Prosperine a lot, and Proserpine, and butcher the absolute crap out of it.
Porcupine and all of that.
Damn straight. It's all about that porcupine, right?
Okay, sure.
So, Ahriman didn't rise up the ranks on his own. He had a twin brother. Some of you might be familiar with the name Omegon. No, jokes. It's not actually.
You had me in the first half.
He does have a twin brother, though. But his name was...
named Alfarius.
Ormuzd.
Okay.
He has no lore.
Oh.
He is there as a name drop more than anything. But yeah, no.
I was expecting absorbed his magical essence to the point that he died as a youth, and Ahriman was very talented from then on somehow.
No, he's kind of like... They mention him as his brother growing up and then never mention him again.
Okay.
But he did grow up in a community full of expectations, surrounded by a culture of psychic powers and, this this essence of birthright and responsibility that comes with, this psychically enhanced culture. Eventually, Ahriman came to the attention of our big boy himself, Magnus the Red, in all his glory, who recognized Ahriman's brilliance and strength straight away, but also someone who shared his fundamental belief that knowledge is salvation. Under Magnus, Ahriman's training became something more than scholarly. Oh my god, I didn't butcher the word.
Oh, I'm so proud
He
of
learned
you.
sorcery, discipline, and the flow of the warp itself. Magnus saw him as not just a student, but a potential successor in the future who could best carry on his work. And this belief would shape Ahzek's fate entirely. So, we start with the Great Crusade and the eventual fall of the Thousand Sons, where Ahriman's role was not that of necessarily a warrior, although he is still an Astartes, so there's a lot of fighting, but also as like that diplomatic researcher and like an investigator, where he would travel around many worlds where there were psychic phenomenons, trying to understand and remove that fear capacity and to bring stability around this time of people not really knowing what the warp was and what psychic energies and psychers were. There was a lot of fear mongering around it back in these days. On top of all this, the Thousand Sons Legion were afflicted by a genetic flaw known as the flesh change. Do you know much about the flesh change, Joshy boy?
I hear it's really like hard on the lungs. It's like you're breathing a lot of dust, It's pretty sandy for a cure anyway.
Yeah. We will get to the cure eventually. Yeah, this is more like warp mutation. It's more like people turning into like demonic growths and, twisting their body into like warp spawned horrors. They were so closely touched by the warp that it was influencing their shape and form. But no one knew the cause, and nobody knew how to stop it. Ahriman had to watch as we finally find out the fate of his brother as he dies to these mutations and is never talked about again.
Oh no, my brother from the first chapter.
Yeah, that's it, right? Along with like friends and students all succumbing to this like horrific transformation. And he watched as his legion slowly fell apart as this flesh change kind of took hold, while they all kind of tried to keep it under wraps, because heaven forbid anyone find out.
This was after the whole Council of Nicaea ruling that said psyker stuff bad, right?
Yeah. This is the part where Magnus shows up to save the day by striking a bargain with a mysterious power.
Oh yeah, mysterious. Very mysterious, I bet. Probably not relevant later on.
Oh, not relevant at all, but Magnus makes a pact with the chaos god Tzeentch, the god of change, sorcery, and fate.
Ah, little birdie.
Yeah. And he used warp sorcery to attempt to halt the flesh change. But, as we know with the Chaos Gods, everything comes with a price. Being Tzeentch, it was not an immediate payment, something that would stain their legion forever. And Ahriman was kept in the dark a little bit about this, but he had spent enough time studying the warp to kind of know that something wasn't right. But at the end of the day, he trusted Big Red, because why wouldn't you trust Daddy, right?
Yeah, we trust in our Primarch fathers now and always, no matter what it is they do to, their fellow brothers or their sons. They're flawless individuals, and especially in the Thousand Sons case, Magnus, he did nothing wrong.
Oh, you beat me to it, eh? Let's just put this as strike one for Magnus doing nothing wrong.
So we have the planet of Prospero, Ahzek, very smart individual, inducted into the Astartes, catches the attention of Magnus. Flesh change happens at some point.
It was always a
Magnus
thing.
decides to stop it.
Just getting
always
worse.
A thing, okay. Flesh change getting worse. Magnus goes, beep, beep, sorry, I'm going to stop this with help from my little birdie friend. And then Ahriman's like, so what's going on?
Yeah, a little bit of, are you sure you should have done that? Surely that's going to come back to bite us in the ass later, right? But then we jump forward to the burning of Prospero. Because everything changed for everyone during the Horus Heresy.
I'm sure this was a very smoothly resolved conflict, dealt with diplomatically, yes?
Oh yeah, so diplomatically that even Trazen's interested in the going on of Horus Heresy.
Bloody Trazen.
Magnus attempted to warn the Emperor of Horus's betrayal using a psychic projection. I don't want to touch too much on this, but this is the part where Magnus did nothing wrong, strike 2.
Yeah.
This tore through the Emperor's psychic wards and damaged the Webway project, which was Daddy's whole reason for not playing armies with his sons anymore.
You know, I feel like he could have seen this one coming and planned accordingly, or got Magnus involved. But
From
you know
the
what?
start.
Either Big E's big dumb, or Big E knew that conflict was inevitable, or he did it anyway.
That's it, eh?
Like he brought the conflict on himself. There's 3 good ideas here. Which one do you ascribe to? He's just big dumb. He knew conflict was inevitable, or he provoked the conflict by just being a shit father.
I think it's a little bit of column A, but I like to think of it more as he hyper-focused and kind of forgot what the fuck was going on around him.
Fair enough.
But the Emperor decided to brand Magnus and the Thousand Sons as guilty of sorcery.
Almost as if that was their whole role, Johnny.
I know, right? It's almost as if Magnus was always supposed to sit on the throne, but because he annoyed Daddy a little too much, he got a spankin', and this spankin' came in the form of Lehman Russ and the Space Wolf, as they were sent to Prospero.
And then halfway there, they got new orders, right?
Hey, this ain't a Space Wolves episode.
Okay. Oh, sad wolf noise. Oh.
Back to Ahriman. Despite all of Ahriman's power and intelligence, there was nothing he could do to prevent the catastrophe. He fought on the burning streets of Tizka? Tizka.
Yeah.
I almost said something much worse.
Oh, say it. Say what was...
No.
What you gotta say?
He watched as his brothers were cut down and his city turned to ash around him. He saw Magnus inflicted with a wound deeper than any blade could deliver. The realization that his father didn't trust him.
Wow.
Magnus was like, but Dad, I know you told me not to do it, but how else am I supposed to warn you that my bro's gone rogue?
You could have used an electronic mail, an email. Perhaps you've heard of it.
I know, right? He tried psychic email. This was the fall of Prospero, and this was the moment the Thousand Sons fled into the warp. Because that's a nice place to live, right? And this was the moment Ahriman's relationship with Magnus changed forever. We go from the goody-goody son and student and the future of the Thousand Sons to daddy bug it up.
I'm in control now. I'll fix it.
After the destruction of Prospero, the Thousand Sons retreated into the warp and were delivered to the planet of the Sorcerers, which was a sanctuary within the Eye of Terror. But safety in the warp is not actually a real thing. And Tzeentch loves illusions.
Oh, could have fooled me, mate.
Yeah, right?
If only the smartest of the legions could have seen this coming.
Oh, it kind of feels like he probably would have if it wasn't Big Red who sent them there.
Oh.
You know?
Fair enough. All right, I'm on board. I'm with you.
The Legion's psychic instabilities worsened. The flesh changed, returned, and was amplified. It was not just a random mutation, but a side effect of their own uncontrolled psychic evolution, as Ahriman watched horrified as entire warbands of Thousand Sons degenerated into chaos spawn. Magnus, now fully aligned with Tzeentch, became increasingly distant capricious and unstable. Ahriman believed the Legion was dying, and he believed Magnus had abandoned them for his new dad. So, Ahriman assembled a cabal of the Legion's most powerful sorcerers, and together they designed a spell that would alter the very nature of the Thousand Sons, stabilizing their form and freeing them from the meddlings of demons. And so, he began to construct the Rubric.
Uh-oh.
And this is where Tzeentch laughs more, right?
There's just no good options at this point for old Ahriman, is there?
He just wants...
Backed into a corner.
He just wants him and his Legion to be safe and to prosper. Sorry to say it.
Mm-hmm.
But Chaos Gods have just absolutely tainted everything around him, and he's just got no other way but to lean into it, right? It's like, I have these sorcery powers, and I should be able to fix this, right? Meanwhile, Tzeentch is like, dude, I gave you those powers.
He's like, is this your card? You want to see a magic trick? Is this your card? All right, see the mutants over there? That's definitely not my fault. Watch this. Woof.
Yeah, there's a lot of dirty trickery going on, and...
So what does the Rubric do?
Oh, here we go, eh?
Yeah,
the Rubric was intended to save the Legion. It required rituals, sacrifices, and incantations that bent reality itself. It needed sorcerers powerful enough to reshape fate. Ahriman believed that if the spell succeeded, the Thousand Sons would finally be free. Free from mutation, free from chaos, and free from the curse placed on them at birth. But when they unleashed it, the consequences were horrific. The Rubric did stabilize the Thousand Sons, but only the psykers survived intact. Every non-sorcerer, tens of thousands of Astartes, were transformed into mindless dust, sealed within their armour as animated automata, their souls erased, their wills extinguished. Sounds familiar, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I can't quite put my finger on it, though.
Something about animated autonoma, losing souls, one person dooming his entire race. Will extinguished. Only the royals being left with some semblance of reality.
Is it a Sigma thing? I don't know what you're going on with
mate.
him. Mate.
GW has something about their Egyptian themed races having the same backstory.
Wait a minute. Is Ahriman just Nagash?
Ahriman is Zarek.
You know, I'm just playing dumb. I'm following you. I tricked you, audiences. This was a Tzeentch move. I knew it was meaning Necrons the whole time.
We're so Necron pilled, I'd want to hope so, right?
Of course, my colleague. All right, so he's done the Rubric of Ahriman. It's not gone well. I imagine he got a little bit of corporate discipline action from his dad, or maybe not. I don't know. And then what? So
the entire Legion was turned into an army of walking armor being led by the psychic elites. Very similar to what we see in the actual gameplay of Thousand Sons, except their psychic elites have been nerfed through the floor. Magnus was pissed off.
About the nerfs?
Well, yeah, I'm sure he would be about that too. At Ahriman, at the Cabal, and at himself for letting this happen. In his fury, he cast Ahriman out. Not just from the Legion, but from the planet of the Sorcerers entirely. Ahriman was exiled, doomed to wander the eye, and Magnus cursed him. He would never be able to stop seeking knowledge, but would never be satisfied by it. He literally cursed him on the way out the door. That is some hate.
As far as curses go, it's not that bad. But as far as the power to curse somebody, you would think he might have used that energy to do something a little bit similar in saving his sons, right?
And that's strike 3 for Magnus.
Right. Bloody Magnus.
Hey, but don't worry, he did nothing wrong.
Is he red from embarrassment at his own failures?
Mate.
So does Ahriman hang out long time throughout the rest of the heresy and the siege, or does he just kind of F off into the future?
Mainly the second one. That's kind of the end of Horus Heresy era Ahriman. He is left a wandering, and now we get to like the more modern interpretation of who Ahzek Ahriman is. He is a wanderer, a sorcerer, a seeker of knowledge, and a manipulator of fate. His exile led him across the Eye of Terror and beyond. He infiltrated black libraries, bargained with demons, stole forbidden tomes, and manipulated mortal empires, all in the hope of discovering a way to reverse or perfect the rubric. He still had this idea in his head that he could fix everything. Some say he seeks redemption, others control. Ahriman himself would likely say he seeks understanding, because at the end of the day, he had no idea what was going on, right? He was misled, and he just wanted the best for him and his friends.
Yeah, this sounds like a very Tzeentchian ploy. Get a whole Astartes army, get a dispassionate Primarch on your side, and a to-be Arch-Sorcerer doing galactic shenanigans, also pretty much in your name.
Yeah, and collecting knowledge, which is Tzeentch's favorite thing.
Is there just like a cloud save for Tzeentch? Anytime one of his followers learns something, he's like, cool, thanks.
I think they have to bring it back to him first. Maybe they just have to. Maybe they just have to like upload from a flash drive. I don't know.
But they cast the spell sync.
Ahriman was ruthless in his pursuit of knowledge. He invaded and stole from elder farseers. He battled demon princes. He infiltrated the Black Library itself, one of the greatest achievements any mortal has ever accomplished, all to find one answer. Can he fix the rubric, or undo it, or transcend it? He is trapped in an eternal cycle, seeking knowledge that he can never possess, a living embodiment of Tzeentch's great cosmic joke.
Wow. Poor dude. But he's got like, what, 5 novels?
Yeah, mate, and the first one is Exile.
But surely, after so many novels, his character arc would have gone in a particular direction, right? Like it can't just be him going around in circles.
Well, it pretty much is.
So he's no closer to his goal.
I think it's kind of implied that he can never reach his goal, but because of the curse that Magnus put on him, he doesn't have a choice. I'm hoping one day Magnus sees the folly of his ways and is like, come back, my child, it's okay, I'll help you. But it'll never happen. Magnus
didn't just inherit his father's psychic potential, he inherited his fat fucking ego. He'll never be like, whoops, I messed up.
Yeah, no, for sure. And this brings us to the current time, when Ahriman is more active than ever, with the cicatrix maledictum splitting the galaxy in two. The warp is stronger, sorcery is more potent, except in 10th edition, and fate is more malleable. And Ahriman is taking full advantage of this. He commands warbands across the galaxy, manipulating both chaos and imperial forces. He continues to seek these lost libraries and artifacts and hidden dimensions. His ultimate goal remains unclear at this point, but all signs point towards a singular obsession: mastery over fate, mastery over the warp, mastery over the rubric, or perhaps simply mastery over himself. He remains one of the mightiest sorcerers alive, a being feared by demon princes, inquisitors, and Eldar alike. He is not just a villain, he is a force of nature. This man is incredibly strong. There's a reason they call him an Arch-Sorcerer. He is probably the most powerful sorcerer in the entire galaxy, because he's just spent the last 10,000 years gathering knowledge and power.
Yeah, I saw a Reddit post asking if Ahriman's the most powerful, and the top comment was, well, it depends. Does he have prep time?
I feel like he doesn't need it at this point. He's just had 10,000 years of prep time, right?
Yeah, he's done some impressive stuff. Does he have any like specific feats that you've got listed in your notes besides like walked into the Black Library? Like, has he?
I mean, the Black Library was the big one. I don't have a lot written down because I really want to try and pull this down as far as possible. So it's more like key things that he has done. Like, his lore is extensive.
Yeah, don't listen to us. Go read the books.
Yeah, like, there's a lot going on here, and this is the TLDR. But dude is jacked when it comes to psychic powers.
How many books does he have?
I believe it's 3.
I think you got a new one.
Unless there's a new one that I'm unaware of currently.
Also, do we prefer his new drip or his old drip?
Oh, you know, I do like the new drip. I do. It's very Sorcerer Supreme. But I'm also not mad about 30k Ahriman just being like, kind of just a dude.
Oh, shit. According to his trivia, he's got a decrypted copy of the IRL Voynich manuscript.
Oh, yeah?
Do you know about the Voynich manuscript?
Not the top of my head.
Like, it's a real world illustrated codex that is possibly like 600-ish years old, give or take, except it's written in a particular cipher that is yet to be broken. But it's believed that it's got like all like cosmological, astrological, herbal stuff as a point of research within it. And the actual codex does still exist in like a museum, I believe. Pretty sure you can actually download a PDF scan of it. It's a really interesting real world piece of history. I think I actually at one point had the PDF of it, but according to Ahriman's trivia on his wiki entry, he has a decrypted version of it.
Nice. I mean, it's been a while since then in terms of this lore.
But I was just coming to see all his novels, and oh
Yeah.
my god, he's got 32 references.
I mean, that's because of codexes and all sorts of things. Oh, he's in the
There's
Demonofuge.
5. There's Ahriman Exile, released in 2013, Sorcerer in 2014, Unchanged in 2015, Ahriman Eternal in 22, and then last year we got Ahriman Undying in 2024.
Lots of lore and lots to read about. But to kind of like bring us to the end and discuss a little bit about why partially I'm so interested in this character, being a Thousand Sons player as well, collector, more than player at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Ahriman's story is very human to me. He's not evil in like that cartoony sort of sense. He's a scholar and a scientist. He's doing what he thinks is right. He's just being completely influenced is the problem. He's someone who tries to save his brothers, but destroys them instead. Someone who tries to control fate, and now is a complete prisoner of it. He's someone who seeks knowledge, but can never have the answers, you know? It's a very tragic kind of story, because his biggest flaw are the same traits that once made him great: ambition, intelligence, and confidence. In a universe where everything is grimdark, his story is uniquely philosophical. He continues to ask, and you see it a lot in the way he like talks with Magnus once things start to go south. What is knowledge worth? What is sacrifice justified by? And can you ever truly undo the past? And that's Ahriman in a very brief period of time. Like, he's such an interesting character because he's so trapped in his ways, but trying to find his way out. It feels very human to me.
Yeah, I really like that, man.
Yeah, you get some cool stuff with Magnus.
Yeah, I really liked your reasoning for why you like him. That was really well put together.
It's a very cool story, and I have to go back and read the books myself too.
Have you read the books?
Not yet, but now I want to.
I guess that's a contender for when it's Johnny's pick of the book club.
Might have to be, eh? We'll have to get through the first one. Or maybe we go back to the burning of Prospero.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That way you can get your Space Wolves fix in while you're at it. Yeah, I'm talking to you, listeners.
I was going to say, I'm not a huge Space Wolf fan. Everyone else is.
I was about to say, I know the rest of the world is.
I was pretty curious to see if he actually did do anything in the Siege of Terra, and he did a little bit.
He did a little bit, but not a lot.
There's one particular little tidbit that I find to be quite interesting, though, if you'll permit.
No, please, go ahead.
So, obviously, Siege of Terra, he does fights and stuff, but at some point in the whole conflict, he actually manages to infiltrate the library deep within the Imperial Palace, and he ends up having a bit of a chit-chat with one named Kirill Cinderman.
Does he now? He gets to chat to Cinderman.
Yeah, but he, when he's done finding what he needs to find out, he just leaves them be. Like, he's not there to kill him or anything. He just came for the knowledge and then had a chit-chat.
And that's it, right?
That's pretty cool.
He's not this mindless berserker. He's just trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, he's just trying to do his very magical best. Did you want to have a brief mention of his sort of role and function on the tabletop?
Pre or post Codex?
I'll take your pick.
Ahriman in the Index was a powerhouse. He was a very strong character and a very strong psyker. Now he fills more of a commander role with the ability to redeploy some of your guys. He's not so much as a must pick where he was previously, but definitely very strong and very, very cool model. Very drippy. His flying mount that he has. Super cool. There's not a lot to say about him in the game because, as I said, he's not super strong at the moment, but that doesn't mean that he hasn't been in the past. And for a centerpiece sorcerer for your army, he definitely sits, a little taller and more intimidating than a lot of the other ones that you have access to. And oh boy, do his psychic attacks slap. Very
cool. We do love slappy attackies. I saw something that you'll find very interesting if you haven't already.
Mm.
You know the grand narrative events that official Warhammer does like once a year or so, and they do a couple of articles breaking down the generals. Yeah, so one of the players at the most recent grand narrative event. So to give context, there's a huge ongoing narrative game. The players take on actual roles of made-up characters within the actual narrative being played for. There was a player who served as the Vessel, a demon host that represents Ahriman as a proxy of him when he is not present. How cool is that?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Nice to see a bit of love, in what players come up with, these little narrative events tying into a character that's been there for yonks.
And yonks is definitely the right term. This dude has, as we said, spans lore from the very beginning to the current times and has only grown in power the whole time. But no, that's all I've got for you today for Ahriman. I hope you all enjoyed a quick little lore bite without pushing too much spoilers or anything like that. Wanted to give you all a chance to really get a feel for the character before exploring the 5 novels he has, plus all the Horus Heresy, Thousand Suns stuff, because he's all in there too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That's it, eh?
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to this one. We'll catch you soon. Thank you very much to Johnny for taking the reins on the character today. And thank you for listening.
Peace out.
Hey, thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, there's plenty more on the way, so stay tuned. If you can, it would mean a lot to us if you could share this with friends. People will probably enjoy the episodes that we're putting out. If you are enjoying the Field Manual podcast, if you've been really enjoying these episodes and want to share your thoughts with us, maybe have some ideas about what you'd like us to cover next, jump onto our Discord. There'll be a link in the bio of this episode. It's a fun little community we're hoping to grow, where people can come in, share their work in progress photos, have a chat about the hobbies, chat with us, we'll chat with you. We chat about our upcoming book clubs and things of that nature. Love to see you there. Thank you very much.